Good morning, my Storytime friends. Hello, how are you today? It's so good to see you out there on this Tuesday morning. Good morning. Well, who am I? My name is Lynn or Miss Lynn. Either one works for me. And where am I? I'm in the Storytime room at the Prairie Public Library. That's right. Well, I wonder who's here with me today? Who's here today? Good morning, Etta. It's so good to see you this morning. Hello, how are you today? Oh, and good morning, Kaylee and Oliver and Austin. Hello, how are you today? It's good to see you. Good morning, Annalise. Hello, how are you today? It's good to see you too. Oh, it's so good to see my Storytime friends this morning. I love seeing all of you on Tuesday morning. Oh, I wonder if there's going to be more Storytime friends. I think there might be. Let's see. I think there might be some more joining us. Oh, good morning, Hannah. Hello, how are you today? It's so good to see you out there. Good morning. Oh, and good morning, Teddy and Ellie. Hello, how are you today? It's good to see you this morning. Hello, how are you? Good morning, Waylon. Hello, how are you today? Good morning. I'm so glad you're here this morning. Oh, let's see. Oh, good morning, Allie. Hello, how are you today? It's good to see you this morning as well. Good morning, CJ. Hello, how are you today? It's good to see you this morning. Oh, good morning, Ophelia and Oliver. Hello, how are you today? Good morning. Oh, and good morning, Everett. Hello, how are you today? It's good to see you this morning. It's so good to see all my Storytime friends every Tuesday morning. I love spending Tuesday morning with all of you. It's so good to see you. Oh, good morning, Ethan. It's so good to see you this morning. Hello, how are you today? Good morning. Oh, good morning, Colin. Hello, how are you today? Good morning. Hello. Let's see. I think I'm getting everybody. I think so. If I miss you, I'm sorry. I always try to say good morning to everyone who's out there. You can always shoot me a message and let me know if I didn't say good morning to you, because I can say good morning to you next time. Oh, good morning, Hudson and Mila. Hello, how are you today? It's so good to see you. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started with our Storytime song. And more friends can keep on joining us. And I can say good morning to some more friends too. All right, are you ready? Here we go. It's story time. It's story time. Are you ready for story time? No. First, I gotta shake the wiggles out of my toes, out of my fingers, and out of my nose. Then I look around for my special place and sit right down with a great big smile on my face. Good smiles. Then I stick my legs out in front of me. I cross them like a pretzel. 1, 2, 3. It's story time. It's story time. Are you ready for story time? No. Then I give a little giggle from down inside and open my ears and my eyes so wide. Now sit real still. You can't hear me because I'm as quiet as a mouse. I'm as quiet as can be. It's story time. It's story time. Are you ready for story time? Yes. All right, we're ready. You know, I have some things here with me today to give us a clue about what story time is about. Oh, I have a basket full of goodies. What kind of goodies are in here? Let's see. What's this? Oh, it's a head of lettuce and a cucumber and a green pepper. Ooh, what are these? Asparagus. And, oh, what's this? It's a great big carrot. And, oh, what's this? It's an ear of corn. Corn on the cob. Yeah. Ooh, what's this? a yummy red tomato. Ooh, here's something else that's red. And you might have gone and picked these lately. I went and picked them with my kids. What's this? A juicy red strawberry. Yum. Do you like strawberries? I do. They're super yummy. Well, where do all these things, where do we grow these things? Can we grow them in our gardens? That's right. We grow them in our garden. Yeah. Now, sometimes somebody comes along and munches in our garden. Who might that be? Is it this guy? A bunny. A rabbit. He comes in. Muncha, 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 muncha. He steals our veggies and our fruits and he munches them. That's what happens in our first story. He goes, muncha, muncha, muncha. I know. What do you think? Should we see what happens in Muncha, Muncha, Muncha? Let's find out. All right. Muncha, Muncha, Muncha by Candace Fleming and G. Brian Karras, read with permission from Simon and Schuster. Oh, did they get that carrot? Oh, they totally did. For years, Mr. McGreely dreamed of planting a garden. He dreamed of getting his hands dirty, of growing yummy vegetables, and of gobbling them all up. But he never once tried it until this spring, said Mr. McGreely. This spring, by golly, I'm going to plant a garden. So he hoed and he sowed and he watched his garden grow. Lettuce, carrots, peas, tomatoes. Yum, yum, yummy, said Mr. McGreely. I'll soon fill my tummy with crisp, fresh veggies. Who do you see watching from the side? Do you see anyone? Are they over there? Yeah. But one night, when the sun went down and the moon came up, 3 hungry bunnies appeared. And they went tippy, 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 pat. Muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his gnawed sprouts, he was angry. So he built a small wire fence all around his vegetable garden. There, he declared, no bunny can get into my garden now. And the sun went down and the moon came up and tippy, 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 pat. Spring hurdle, dash, 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 dash. Muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his nibbled leaves and gnawed sprouts, he was really angry. So he built a tall wooden wall behind the small wire fence all around his vegetable garden. He huffed, those flop ears will never get over it. No bunny can get into my garden now. And the sun went down and the moon came up and tippy, 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 pat. Dig, scrabble, scratch, scratch, scratch. Spring hurdle, dash, dash, dash. And what did they do? Muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, and his gnawed sprouts, he was really, really angry. So he made a deep, wet trench outside the tall wooden wall behind the small wire fence all around his vegetable garden. Ha! He snorted. Those pufftails can't get under it. They can't get over it. No bunny can get into my garden now. What do you think? Can they get into it? What do you think? And the sun went down and the moon came up and tippy, 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 pat. Dive, paddle, splash, splash, splash. Dig, scrabble, scratch, scratch, scratch. Spring hurdle, dash, dash, dash. And what did they do? Muncha, muncha, muncha. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his chomped blossoms, his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, and his gnawed sprouts, he was furious. So he Hammered and blocked, sawed and stocked, drilled and filled and trapped and locked, and he built a huge, enormous thing. Before the deep, wet trench, outside the tall wooden wall, behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. Ha! I've outsmarted those twitch whiskers for sure, he exclaimed. They can't get through it. They can't get under it. They can't get over it. Nobody, no way, no how can get into my vegetable garden now. What do you think? Can they get in? And the sun went down and the moon came up and tippy, 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 stop. The three hungry bunnies looked and smelled and touched the huge, enormous thing before them, and tippy, 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 pat, the bunnies hopped away. It worked. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his untouched vegetables, he was happy. I beat the bunnies, he whooped, and did a jiggly wiggly victory dance. Then he climbed over, jumped across, squeezed between, and crawled under until he reached his vegetable garden. Ah, sighed Mr. McGreely, at last. Smacking his lips, he picked and pulled up lettuce, carrots, peas, tomatoes. And with his basket overflowing, he reached inside for something yummy. Oh no! Who's in there? Going Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. Let's see what he does. Does he share his carrots? Mm-hmm. There's a clue. Did you see it? On this page, the bunnies are sneaking into his basket. There they are. And then, do you see their ears peeking out? Oh, look at that. They're peeking out. He carried them over into his garden. That Mr. McGreely. Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. I like Muncha, Muncha, Muncha. That Mr. McGreely, he's pretty silly. Well, what do our gardens need to grow? And do we grow just vegetables, or do we like to grow things like flowers too? I like to grow flowers too. Let's shake all those hands. Shake them out. Okay, ready? Do you have your seeds in your pack? Because seeds come in a pack, right? So seeds in the pack go in the ground, in the ground, in the ground. Seeds in the pack go in the ground. Will our flowers bloom? What do we need now that our seeds are in the ground? Oh, we need the rain. That's right. The rain from the sky goes drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drop. The rain from the sky goes drip, drip, drop. Will our flowers bloom? Oh, what else do we need besides rain? We need the sun. That's right. The sun above is bright and hot, bright and hot, bright and hot. The sun above is bright and hot. Will our flowers bloom? Oh, now, start out real small. Our little seeds are sprouting fast, sprouting fast, sprouting fast. Our little seeds are sprouting fast. Look, our flowers bloom. Oh, did our flowers bloom? Because they got water from the sun, from the rain, and they got the sunshine. Oh, give yourself a big round of applause. Yeah. Because those are the things a garden needs. And our flower, whether you're growing flowers or vegetables, that's right. Let's see. What happens with Thank You Garden by Liz Garton Scanlon and Simone Shin, and read with permission from Simon and Schuster. Oh, look. This is a different kind of garden than Mr. McGreely's, isn't it? Garden ready, garden new. Garden so much work to do. Garden rock and garden water. Garden son and garden daughter. Garden dig and garden play. Garden filling up the day. Garden bed and garden plot. Garden proper, garden not. Gardens look lots of ways. Garden hardly makes a sound, growing slowly underground. Sometimes rainy, sometimes dry. Garden soaking up the sky. Garden path meets garden gate. Garden wait. And wait. And wait. Garden frog and worm and bees. Garden berries, beets and peas. Yum. Garden growing like a child. Rosy, leggy, fresh and wild. Wild in this muddy mess. Garden, thank you. Garden, yes. Did they make a whole meal out of their garden? They did. Wow. Do you think you could make a whole meal out of a garden? I think you could. Make lots of wonderful salads and good things to eat. Oh, I see strawberries. Yum. Well, do you think, so this garden was in the city, it looked like. What if the garden wasn't already there in the city? Do you think you could put a garden where there had never been one before? I wonder how that would work. Let's find out with Harlem Grown by Tony Hillery and Jessie Hartland, published by Simon & Schuster and read with permission. So this is where there was never a garden, and they put one in. I wonder how they do that. Would you like to put a garden in somewhere there'd never been one? Let's find out. Once, in a big city called New York, in a bustling neighborhood called Harlem, there was an empty lot. Nevaeh called it the Haunted Garden. It was cluttered with wrecked couches, old TVs, broken bottles, and empty cans. Once, in a big city in a bustling neighborhood, there was Nevaeh's school. PS 175 it was called, and it sat across from the Haunted Garden. One day, a man came to PS 175. Mr. Tony, the kids called him. When Mr. Tony saw those kids in that haunted garden, he had an idea. He began to clear the haunted garden, one piece of trash at a time. Soon, it was a clean slate. Oh, look, it's empty. Yeah. A blank canvas. Mr. Tony laid down new, clean soil. He invited Nevaeh to help. Seeds, shovels, water. Nevaeh started to plant. Then she dug holes in the ground. Into the holes, she placed her seedlings, and then she carefully covered them with dirt. Her friends came too. 400 seedlings went into the ground, one for each kid. Basil, mint, cilantro, rosemary. Then the kids watered and weeded, and their plants began to grow. Once, when Nevaeh came to the lot after school, her plant was wilted and sad. "We'll try again," said Mr. Tony. "We'll plant something different." Wood, hammer, nails. Mr. Tony built raised beds for the plants. The kids tried again. Peas and broccoli, mint and eggplants. They watered and waited. And at last, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, blueberries, strawberries, collard greens, kale, basil, arugula. Mr. Tony watched and helped and smiled. More kids came from the neighborhood. They tended their plants, which grew and grew. Up became more fruits and vegetables. The kids took their green beans and carrots and cucumbers home to their families for dinner. In a bustling neighborhood called Harlem, there was a man with an idea. There were kids who wanted to help, and they made a farm. I know, that really became like a big farm, even more than a garden. And you know what? At the end, there's a whole note from Tony Hillery. It says, "Dear reader," it tells you all about the actual place of Harlem Grown. And it tells you how to start a garden anywhere. Steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Well, let's take a look. All right, let's shake those hands out. You shake those hands out. Ready? And one of the things that we can grow is peas, right? One of my favorite things to eat is peas. Let's grow 5 peas. Ready? Got your 5? Ready? 5 green peas in a pea pod pressed. 1 grew, 2 grew, and so did all the rest. They grew and they grew and they did not stop until one day the pea pod popped. Oh, did you pop really big? Ready? Let's shake those hands out. Ready? 5 green peas in a pea pod pressed. 1 grew, 2 grew, and so did all the rest. They grew and they grew and they did not stop until one day the pea pod popped. Oh, good job. Oh, shake those hands out. Oh, we grow vegetables like peas and we grow flowers. That's right. How many flowers do you see? We just grew 5 peas. And how many flowers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have those 5 fingers again? Yeah. 5. 5 little flowers growing in a row. The first one said, "We need rain to grow." The second one said, "Oh, yes, we need water." The third one said, "Oh, it's getting hotter." The fourth one said, "Look, there are clouds in the sky." The fifth one said, "I wonder why." Then, can you clap? Boom went the thunder. And zap went the lightning. That summer storm was kind of frightening. But were the flowers scared? No, no, no. They knew that they needed rain to grow. Yeah. I know, it can get a little scary sometimes when it rains real hard. But do our plants need that rain? Mm-hmm, they do. Give yourself another big round of applause for all that counting. Good job. All right. Shake those hands out. I know, all that counting with your hands. All right, I think we have time for one more. Let's do. Because, so our gardens, are they just for during the summer? Or do they do things all year round? They do things all year round. That's right. Up in the Garden and Down in the Dirt by Kate Messner and Christopher Silas Neal, published by Chronicle Books and read with permission. Oh, does it look like summer there? Up in the garden I stand and plan, my hands full of seeds and my head full of dreams. Spring sun shines down to meet the sleepy soul, to melt the sleepy snow. Wind whistles through last year's plants and mud sucks at my rain boots. It's not quite time, Nana says. Down in the dirt, things need to dry out and warm up. What's down there? I ask. What's down there? Down in the dirt is a whole busy world of earthworms and insects, digging and building and stirring up soil. They're already working down in the dirt. Up in the garden, we snap brittle stalks, scoop rusty armfuls, and wheel away weeds for the chickens. While they squabble and scratch, we spread compost over the soil. Down in the dirt, pill bugs strew through last year's leaves. I give a gentle poke. They roll up tight and hide in plated suits of armor, roly-poly round. Up in the garden, it's time to plant. I trail a furrow with my finger and sprinkle seeds in a careful row. Give them a drink, Nana says. We pat them down to snuggle in the dark. Down in the dirt, a tomato hornworm rests, waiting for wings and the leaves where she'll lay her eggs. Up in the garden, carrot plants sprout, pea blossoms bloom, wasps are on the prowl, and honeybees visit, legs loaded with pollen. Can you see all those things? I weed and wilt in sun so strong, even Nana looks for shade. Down in the dirt, earthworms tunnel so deep, I'm jealous of their cool, damp, dark. Up in the garden, rain shower, Nana turns the hose on me. Eee! Does that ever happen to you? I hide behind the cucumber vines, but their leaves can't save me. I shiver and laugh, drenched in Nana's rain. Down in the dirt, water soaks deep, roots drink it in, and a long-legged spider still walks over the streams. Up in the garden, there's so much to eat. Ladybugs feast on aphids. Nana crunches green beans. I bite a ripe tomato warm from the sun. Juice dribbles down my chin. Down in the dirt, a robin's beak finds a cricket, a beetle, a grub. Slugs are scrumptious too. Up in the garden, we pick cukes and zucchini, harvesting into the dark. Bats swoop through the sunflowers, and I pluck June bugs from the basil until it's time for bed. Down in the dirt, skunks work the night shift. They snuffle and dig and gobble cutworms while I sleep. Up in the garden, a praying mantis wakes to hunt mosquitoes. Nana sprays away the aphids, and I'm after the grasshoppers, ready to swoosh. But snap, someone else is there. Down in the dirt, a smooth, shining garter snake crunches on supper. Up in the garden, the wind grows cool. Pumpkins blush orange and sunflowers bow to September. Nana ties them together to build a house for reading. Down in the dirt, an orb weaver spins her web, strand by silken strand. She'll munch on moths tonight. Up in the garden, colored leaves litter the squash vines, and we know the cold is coming. Hurry, hurry, and harvest! There's enough for the neighbors, too. Down in the dirt, frantic ants gather what we leave behind. They're storing food for cooler days ahead. Do you see all the dirt ants down there? Up in the garden, frost draws lace on leftover leaves where secret egg sacs hang, waiting for the warm to return. We say goodbye and spread the winter blankets. Down in the dirt, beetles burrow. Ants scurry home. Earthworms curl tight in the dark. When Grandpa calls us in for soup, an autumn moon is rising. Up in the garden, dry corn stalks tremble, and the wind smells like winter. But the long, ripe days of summer still rest in the garden beds. The ladybugs and bumblebees, earthworms and ants are hunkered down, hiding, biding their time. Dreaming of sunshine and blossoms and sprouts, under the bare arms and trees and the blanketing snow, a whole new garden sleeps down in the dirt. I know. So garden works all year round. Cool things about these books. there's always more information at the end. Lots and lots more information from this author about all the different animals and things that happen in the garden. She writes lots of ones about up somewhere and down somewhere, with like the ocean or the meadow or the forest, all by Kate Messner. She's got lots of cool books like this. All right. You guys did a great job in story time today. Give yourself a big round of applause. Couple reminders. One is if you haven't signed up for the reading program yet, it's not too late. We go all the way to August 22nd. It's really simple and easy. You can go right to our website and click on Beanstack. You create an account. It's best if a parent creates their account. It's like the parent is the driver of the car and then the kids are all passengers. And no one is too young. We go all the way from babies all the way through teens, and there's an adult program too. And there's really cool stuff that you get for the summer reading program. You just keep track of all the books you read and you get stuff. How cool is that? Now, tomorrow we're hoping to do a family story time outside, but it is weather dependent. So fingers crossed that the rain holds off and we're able to do family story time outside tomorrow at 10:30. So stay posted on our Facebook page and we will hopefully it will not be raining at 10:30. So stay posted. Family Adventure Day. Sammy posted a link for that. You do need to register with Miss Sammy in order to do Family Adventure Day. It is coming up on Thursday. There we go. And Sammy's got lots more information in the links for everything because you can check it all out on our website. There's all sorts of information. We try to keep everything updated on our website and Facebook. It will be our best chance for the family story time outside because we can update that really, really fast. Also, Librarian's Choice. You can always still submit requests for Librarian's Choice. We are happy to pull books for you and put them on the hold shelf. Or if you have a really tricky request, Librarian's Choice is a great way to do it because it gives us some time to think about books and pull them for you. Now, I hope, though, you know that you can come into the library and pick out your own books from the shelves. The library's open to browse your books and pick them out yourself. So right now we're open from 9 to 6, Monday through Thursday, or Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 1, and Sunday 1 to 5. Starting July 5th, we'll be back to our full hours, which is 9 to 9 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 6 on Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, and 1 to 5 on Sunday. That'll start July 5th. So, right, just so you know, you can come pick out your own books right now. You just can't hang out and play in the children's area, but you can come pick out all your own books. How cool is that? All right. So hopefully we will see you all soon. And we still love seeing you at the library if you are comfortable coming in. Otherwise, we'll keep seeing you online, or we'll see you in both places. Either way. All right. See you soon. Bye.